Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is my 34-week update. I'll just go ahead and get started and tell you that I'm much more cheery and happy today because we went to the high-risk doctor. I don't even remember where I left you guys off at 32 weeks, but there was going to be possible complications, so we had to go see a specialist. So we have gone to see that specialist. That was 2 days ago actually that we went to see it. And they just did it's just like a basic ultrasound, but they had like better machinery, more specific machinery, I guess. They measured every single body part because the reason why we went there was because she was small. The other doctors, my regular OB, said that she was measuring small, not only just my belly measurement, but also her organ measurements that they were taking from the ultrasound. So that's why we went. Anyway, so the specialist measured everything. At this time, Winnie was moving around the entire time. She was fully alert and awake. She was practicing breathing. And they showed us that. They said that babies don't do that all the time, only when they're awake and alert. And the ultrasound technician kept commenting how beautiful the baby's anatomy was. Like, it's kind of a weird compliment, but like if you think about how that's all that they do, then I guess it is kind of a compliment, but I just thought it was kind of weird for them to say that. But she, at the first appointment we had at the regular doctor where they weighed her and they were worried about her weight and growth and things, she weighed like 3.2 pounds. And then 2 weeks later she weighed, at this last Friday, 5.5. That's an estimate. They can never be like 100% sure because they can't put the baby on a scale, but she was measuring around 5 pounds, 5 ounces. That is a much better news. She's actually kind of big, which is super ironic that we went there because they thought she was small, and it turns out she's 3% bigger. So she's in the 53 percentile for overall, just overall, which is 3% above, which is 3% away from perfect. My baby's practically perfect as of right now anyways. I'm sure that will change. So she's but 3% bigger. And they measured all of her organs and they said that they're all fine. She's like completely, like all of her organ measurements and like body part measurements, completely like the most average normal thing you could get, basically. Her waist was actually measuring a little bit bigger than average, which is again so crazy to me. Like, we went in there because she was small and it turns out she's big. That's a little teeny bit bigger than average. The first time she measured the legs, she started to ask us how tall we were because she said they were measuring a little short. She was going to be a little shorty. But then she remeasured and it was average again. So I was kind of freaked out there for a second. Didn't want a little girl with little short stubby legs and like a wide waist. No, we love her no matter what. But it was just kind of a funny thing. But the doctor, specialist guy said that we were good. But we might have to still go back and see the specialist one other time just to make sure that she's still growing, and because they just said something about how if there was ever a question once that they'd like to be real thorough, so they'll usually see you back one more time. But I'm getting pretty close to the end of my pregnancy here, so I'm going to go ahead and read to you what the app says about 34 weeks pregnant because she might actually match up with it. I didn't read last week because I wasn't sure, but the slippery coat that protects Winnie's skin from drying out and all the amniotic fluid is starting to fall off and her immune system keeps getting stronger. She's measuring around 18 inches long. That's what she should be anyways. They didn't tell us the inch measurement for her at the ultrasound. The size of a Savoy cabbage and weighs in the neighborhood of 5 pounds. So she's 5 pounds, 5 ounces, so she's kind of big. Big enough that otherwise healthy babies born as early as this generally do just fine. So if she were to be born for some reason early, they're saying she'd be fine. That's good. Her lungs, brain, and central nervous system keep rapidly developing. She is peeing up to a pint a day and preparing that tarry meconium for her first poop. That's lovely to know. How's mom? Those third trimester symptoms like swollen feet, blurry vision, constipation, and hemorrhoids are probably at a high point right now. It says that those symptoms are normal. It says your hormones are preparing the pelvis for delivery, so you might notice increased discharge and you'll definitely have to pee a lot more. And your pelvis could also cause an increase in lower back pain at this point. And then just the last part of it says, make sure you know your way to the hospital because the day is coming closer and closer. For me anyways, how I'm feeling, out of all those symptoms they listed, I'm not dealing with all of those. As far as new things that I've experienced and things I haven't, already talked to you about, She still moves a lot, but like the movements feel a little bit different now because she's changed positions. Her head is now, because they were able to tell me at the ultrasound, her head is facing directly down and her feet are like, they're kind of bent over because she's kind of, her body's kind of curved a little bit, but they're underneath my ribs. So she is in ideal position. I don't know if she's anterior or posterior position, but she's at least facing downward. So that's good for now. Let's hope she stays that way. But I've been feeling some sharp shooting pains in like the cervix area, like in the bottom of the pelvic floor, because I think she's just like moving her head around down there, and it's really doing bad things to my bladder. Like it is, throughout this pregnancy I haven't really had to like pee a ton, like, you know, like the stereotype for pregnant women. Like I don't get up in the middle of the night to pee. I haven't been doing that at all. I wake up first thing in the morning and do it, but I don't like wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. So, but I've been like recently just like anytime I get up to walk, it feels like I have to go to the bathroom. And then sometimes I'll go and then like I didn't actually have to go. It's just her pushing down. And so it's kind of really frustrating. But besides that, I haven't really experienced anything new. Just some new sharp pains from her moving. Oh, and the new thing that has happened this week, stretch marks. I thought I was in the clear, but I am not in the clear. I have formed stretch marks. I only have like 3 or 4 now, but one of them is super dark purple and it's just like so terrible. And I've started getting them on my hips and on the inside of my thighs. It's happening. It's happening, and I thought it wasn't going to happen, but yet here it is. So that's been happening, and I've been having to deal with that. And I've been lathering up with cocoa, Palmer's cocoa butter stuff lotion, and I don't think it makes a difference. I think it's just genetics. So unfortunately, that is happening to me now. And then I think my feet and my hands have swollen. My shoes don't really fit that well anymore because they're just swollen with all the blood. And these rings I have on are not my actual wedding rings. I cannot wear my actual wedding rings anymore. They don't fit. They're a size 6, and these rings are a size 7. So I had to move up a ring size. This is just something that I'm wearing because I tried not wearing my ring at all, and I felt so weird and naked. So I had to get something to wear in the meantime. Just some things I've been doing to prepare for Winnie since the last time I talked to you. We've been getting a lot of stuff, but I'll be doing like a baby haul and all that later. But we did maternity photos, and if you're a family member, I'm not gonna like share it out to YouTube for everyone to see. But if you're a family member and you want to see it, I'm gonna send all my family members a link to see the maternity photos. But I just love, like, that's been something that I've always wanted to do, is have maternity photos, and they turned out so good, and I was so happy with them. So if you're a new mom, you're like debating whether or not to get maternity photos, get them, because this is like a once in a lifetime experience, and I'm so glad I have such nice pictures to, like, it's one thing to just take a picture, you know. You can do that, that's fine. I'm not saying that's not okay, but if you have the means, or if you could save up to get maternity pictures, then you should do it, because it's amazing what your body can do, and it'd be nice to record that with some nice photos. And then yesterday we spent 6 hours at a maternity express class at the hospital that I will be delivering in. And it was actually really helpful. I don't know that I'll remember like all of the things they actually verbally said and like from the presentations and things, but they gave us a folder with like printouts of all the PowerPoints and all these forms, all this awesome information about just like labor and delivery, about the hospital in general, like how to get around and their procedures and policies. And then also there's a little bit of stuff about breastfeeding. If you wanted to take a breastfeeding class, that was a separate thing. And I was gonna do that, but I kind of decided after this class, they talked about their lactation consultants they have at the hospital, and they gave you, like, they come into your room after you have the baby, they show you how to do it, and it's specific to you and your baby, and then they'll give you their number, and you can come in for free anytime for any consultations or help. So I figured I'm good. I'll like look and like research myself about breastfeeding, but I don't need to take a 6-hour class on it. I have lots of resources available to me for that. So But again, if you're a new mother and you're like, should I take these classes? I know a lot of people don't because they feel like they've grown, even if I've grown up around kids a lot. And I still did not know that much about labor and delivery. Like that part was the most helpful for me because I had heard all these words like dilation, effacement, posterior, anterior, like there's all these things that I thought I knew, but I didn't know. I didn't know. And so I highly suggest that you go take an express class. And mine was called Maternity Express at my hospital, but it's just essentially a class where they teach you it's like a crash course in labor delivery and just newborn care and things like that. So we liked that, and we got a tour of the hospital, so we got to see the labor and delivery room as well as the room they move you to after you've delivered, which I've been to those before because I've visited people there. But it makes it all that much more real and excited. I'm excited to get it done. But yeah, before I show you my baby bump, my next video will be out probably next Sunday. It's not going to be an update, like a weekly update thing, because I do that every 2 weeks. It's going to be a kind of like baby haul video of just like, I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I just want to show you some things I got from my baby shower that I think would be fun for like family members that are watching this to see, or just cute things, unique things that I think everyone might need because they're super cute or unique. Sometime this week I will be done with the nursery, so then I will do a nursery tour so you can see what her room is going to look like. That will all be before my next weekly update, which will be 36 weeks. Now let's show you the bump. Now the dress I'm wearing today is actually a dress I wore in a different weekly update video, so we'll really be able to see if I look any bigger when I put the pictures next to each other, but we'll see. So here is the bump. I don't know if I look any bigger. Do you guys remember this dress? Again, my belly measurement has not changed really since 26 weeks. So I don't know that I'm going to look that much bigger. But somehow she's in there and she's growing. So that's all that's important. Maybe she's just growing wide. Because I don't know. Do I look wider? I feel like I look wider rather than like protruding. So that's okay though. Everybody carries different. This is what we look like now, and belly button's still poking out. I would show you my stretch marks, but nobody wants to see that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my weekly update if you're only interested in those, or in my nursery tour or baby haul video. Okay, bye.